Do you want to speak English, but have no one to talk to?
Don't worry. Today's episode will fix that problem. You will learn how to speak freely in English. Even your own self can become your speaking partner.
That's right. And if you want more stories and tips like this, subscribe to our channel now and press the bell icon so you never miss an episode.
I'm Emily, and I'm so happy you're here.
And I'm John. Today, we have a special story for you. It's about a girl named Sara. She learned English all by herself. No tutor, no speaking partner, but she became confident and fluent.
Listen carefully, friends. Sarah's story will show you hope, courage, and real ways to practice English at home.
And after the story, we will guide you step by step how you can speak English at home without a speaking partner.
So listen carefully and stay till the end. Let's begin.
Sara lived in a small town. It was quiet and peaceful. Most people in her town spoke only her native language. English was rare, and Sara did not know anyone who could speak it. Ever since she was a child, Sara wanted to speak English. She wanted to travel, meet people from other countries, and read books in English. She wanted to feel confident when she spoke. But there was a problem. She had no tutor. She had no one to practice English with. She felt lonely and sometimes even scared to try. One morning, Sara sat by the window and thought, "I can try," she said to herself. "I will practice every day. I will not give up." That day, she made a decision. She would learn English by herself, no matter how hard it was. Sara's first step was to listen to English every day. She found a small podcast for beginners. The first episode was just 10 minutes long. She pressed play and listened carefully. The words sounded strange, but she didn't worry. She knew she didn't have to understand everything yet. She just needed to listen. Podcast voice. "Hello, my name is John." Sara, repeating aloud. "Hello, my name is John." She repeated the sentence several times. She tried to copy the pronunciation. She listened again and again. After a few days, she could hear the words more clearly. The sounds of English started to feel familiar. Sara also listened to short stories in English. She liked stories because they were interesting and fun. One story was about a boy and his dog. She listened carefully and tried to repeat the sentences aloud. Sometimes she laughed at the story. Sometimes she imagined herself as the boy in the story. After listening, Sara started talking to herself in English. She knew that speaking aloud, even if she was alone, would help her practice. She described her daily activities in English. When she made tea, she said aloud, "I am boiling water." "I am pouring tea." When she cleaned her room, she said, "I am picking up my clothes." "I am opening the window." Sometimes she even described small actions that she never thought about before. "I am turning on the fan." "I am putting my books on the shelf." At first, it felt strange. Sometimes she forgot words. Sometimes she made mistakes. But she continued. She repeated the sentences many times until they felt natural. She remembered how babies learn to speak. Babies hear sounds, repeat them, make mistakes, and slowly learn words. Sara knew she could do the same. One day, Sara discovered shadowing, a method she had never tried before. She listened to a sentence from a podcast and repeated it exactly at the same time, copying the tone, rhythm, and speed. Podcast voice. The boy is running in the park. Sara, shadowing. The boy is running in the park. She repeated this 5 times, then 10 times. She noticed that her pronunciation improved, and she felt more confident speaking quickly. She even tried shadowing her favorite English songs. Singing along while copying the rhythm made learning fun. Sara also read aloud every day. She started with short paragraphs and dialogues. She read slowly, paying attention to pronunciation. Sometimes she recorded her voice and compared it with the original audio. She noticed small mistakes and corrected them. Story sentence. The dog barked loudly in the garden. Sara reading aloud. The dog barked loudly in the garden. She repeated sentences 2 or 3 times. Over weeks, reading aloud became easier. Her voice sounded clearer and stronger. She could read longer paragraphs without stopping. Writing was the next step. Sara kept a small notebook. Every day, she wrote 3 to 5 sentences about her day in English. Today, I listened to a story. I spoke to myself. I read aloud for 10 minutes. After writing, she read the sentences aloud slowly. Writing and speaking together helped her remember words and sentences. It also helped her think in English. Sara was consistent. Every morning, she listened to English. During the day, she spoke to herself. Every evening, she read aloud and wrote a few sentences. She practiced for 10 minutes at a time, multiple times a day. Some days were easier, some days harder, but she never gave up. After a few months, Sara noticed a change. She could understand more words while listening. She could speak sentences without pausing too much. She could read paragraphs aloud smoothly. Her confidence grew every day. One day, a tourist visited her town. Sara felt nervous but decided to try speaking English. She greeted the tourist. "Hello, how are you today?" The tourist. "I am fine, thank you. And you?" "I am good. I like your town." The tourist smiled. Sara smiled. She had done it. She had learned English by herself. She had no tutor, no speaking partner, just her voice, her listening, her repetition, and her daily practice. Sara continued practicing every day. She learned new words and expressions. She could tell short stories in English. She could read English books. She could write her own diary in English. She felt proud of herself. Through patience and consistency, Sara realized something important. You don't need anyone to start learning English. You just need small, daily steps. Listening, speaking to yourself, shadowing, reading aloud, and writing all together make learning English possible even when you're alone. Sara's story teaches us that practice and courage are more important than perfect conditions. She learned English by creating a routine, enjoying the process, and believing in herself. By the end of the year, Sara could speak confidently with strangers, understand English podcasts, read simple books, and write her thoughts in English. She became independent in learning, and most importantly, she felt empowered. Sarah's journey shows that anyone can learn English alone. It takes patience, daily practice, and a willingness to make mistakes and keep going. Every small step counts, and your own voice can be your best teacher.
Wow! Sarah's story is truly inspiring. She shows that anyone can learn English alone.
Absolutely, John. And now, friends, let's break down exactly how Sarah did it in a way that you can start practicing today.
The first thing Sara did was listen every day. Linguists call it input. It's the information your brain receives before you even speak.
Think about babies. They don't speak at first, they just listen. They hear sounds, rhythm, words, and tone. Then they slowly start to repeat.
So, pick a short podcast, story, or video. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Your brain is picking up English patterns and sounds.
For example, Sarah listened to a sentence. The cat is under the table. Then she paused and repeated it out loud. The cat is under the table.
She repeated it several times. She even did this while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Small steps every day made a huge difference.
Next, Sarah talked to herself. This is one of the simplest yet most effective methods. Linguists call it self-talk.
Imagine a baby learning to speak. They start with small sounds like mama or dada, then gradually form words and sentences. You can do the same with English.
Here's a practical example. While making tea, Sarah said out loud, I am boiling water. I am pouring tea. When cleaning her room, she said, I am picking up my clothes. I am opening the window.
She repeated these sentences several times. At first, it felt strange. That's normal. Over time, it became natural.
Another tip is thinking in English. Instead of translating in your head, try, I am going to the kitchen. I am reading a book. It makes speaking faster and easier later.
Sara also practiced shadowing native speakers. You listen to a native speaker and immediately repeat exactly what they say, copying tone, rhythm, and speed.
Babies do this naturally. They hear adults and imitate. Mistakes are normal, but through repetition, they improve.
Example, podcast voice. The boy is running in the park. Sara repeating, the boy is running in the park. She repeated this 5 to 10 times until it sounded natural.
Shadowing can be done with podcasts, YouTube videos, or songs. Focus on sound, rhythm, and flow, not just words.
Another key practice Sara did was writing aloud. Linguists call it oral reading practice. It combines listening, speaking, and thinking.
Think about babies. They watch adults read and listen to stories. When they learn letters, they start reading out loud. This strengthens the connection between what they see and speak.
Sara read short stories, paragraphs, or dialogues aloud. She repeated sentences multiple times and sometimes recorded her voice to compare with the original audio.
Even reading 5 to 10 minutes a day strengthens pronunciation, confidence, and speaking flow.
Sara also wrote every day. Writing may seem unrelated to speaking, but linguists call it output practice. It helps you structure thoughts in English, making speaking faster and clearer.
Babies write too, scribbling first, copying letters, then forming sentences. Writing strengthens the brain-muscle connection for speech.
Sara wrote 3 to 5 sentences daily. Today, I listened to a story. I spoke to myself. I read aloud for 10 minutes. Then she read them out loud slowly. This is double practice. Brain forms sentences, tongue practices speaking.
She also used bonus techniques, listening twice, mirror talk, keeping a word notebook, and combining skills, listening, speaking, reading, writing. Babies learn the same way: hearing, imitating, practicing, repeating.
Short, daily practice is better than long weekly sessions. 10 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. That's why Sara succeeded.
Friends, remember Sarah's story. She learned English alone, practiced every day, and became confident.
You can do it too. You don't need a tutor or a speaking partner. Start today, right now, at home with your own voice.
If you liked this episode, subscribe to our channel now. Share it with friends who want to speak English. Comment below and tell us how you practice at home.
And remember, keep listening, keep speaking, keep learning. Your voice is your best teacher.